does not exist in this dojo, does it? No, Sensei! Prepare! Ice! We do not train to be merciful here. Mercy is for the weak.
We've seen Daniel LaRusso go from scrawny nobody to champion at the All-Valley Tournament under the guidance of the wise Mr. Miyagi, and go on to become... We then saw Miyagi and Daniel travel to Okinawa to settle a blood feud in a fight. It has all led up to this. Daniel must face his biggest challenge yet. He has to face some... I'm sorry, this movie doesn't really have an iconic song to go along with it, so I had to choose Gloria Estefan's Bad Boy, but honestly, it kind of fits. Karate Kid 3 picks up almost where Karate Kid 2 leaves off. We meet up with Sensei Kreese, who is just in a downward spiral. He lost all of his students, and Cobra Kai was dropped from the All-Valley Tournament membership. All that just because he came in second at the tournament last year. And, you know, he tried to choke out one of his students. It was probably mainly the choking thing, you know, probably like 80-20. You know, in the original Karate Kid, I just assumed that Kreese owned the Cobra Kai dojo, but Karate Kid 3 decided that wasn't interesting enough, so we find that Cobra Kai is actually owned by billionaire businessman Terry Silver.
What, do you think I bought that place for the rent? I bought it for you.
Look at this. 10 years ago, nuclear was the preferred waste. You could dump it anywhere. Now, everybody's a detective. I'm lucky if I make one deal a year without being indicted.
Thank you.
I'm not quite sure what Terry's business is. Is it some sort of karate training / nuclear waste disposal company? Seems like a very niche market. We learn that Kreese saved Terry's life in Vietnam, and Terry really honors the life debt by putting his entire life on hold to get back at a teenage boy that he's never met. Terry vows to destroy Daniel and Miyagi and sends Kreese to Tahiti while he takes care of everything.
I bought 20 locations today. Yours, 100%. You are back, my man. Bigger and badder than ever.
I'm really starting to question how Terry made his money because he seems like a terrible businessman. Kreese ran his sole dojo into the damn ground, and your plan is to give him 20 more? I don't think the problem was that he didn't have enough dojos. I think the problem was the child abuse. Well, or once again, like, 70-30 maybe.
But what about those two jerks?
Those two jerks are taking up 100% of my time from now on. When I'm finished with that kid, he'll be begging me to be his teacher. Johnny, by the time that little twerp steps into the ring to defend his title, I'm gonna have him thinking he's invincible.
In my personal experience, adults having vendettas against teenagers always works out well. So the first part of Terry's plan is to recruit the bad boy of karate, Mike Barnes, to enter the tournament and torment Daniel into also entering the tournament.
What? What do you mean you can't dump it in Borneo? Who in Borneo knows what chloride sludge is? Do it. Call me when it's dumped.
Does he export nuclear waste? Does his business produce it as a byproduct? What does he do?
The grand jury, what do you intend to do about them?
Bribe him as usual.
Terry seems like he'd be right at home in a kid's movie playing an international jewel thief whose schemes are constantly being thwarted by a baby. So Terry invites Mike Barnes to his house and conducts a business meeting with him while taking a bubble bath. It's a good thing your secretary and 2 other people are here, or else this would seem pretty strange.
Snake, Dennis, Mike Barnes. Dennis will take care of your training. Snake takes care of everything else. You're looking to be a bad boy in L.A. Snake's the boy to be bad with. Right, Snake?
You know it.
What? What does that even mean? They are the perfect bad boy combo. Mike, the bad boy of karate, and Snake, the bad boy that puts out Terry's clothes in the morning is my guess.
You said that if I come down here and I beat this LaRusso kid in the All-Valley Tournament, that you give me 25% ownership in your new dojos. I'm afraid I'm gonna need 50%.
I don't know if I can afford more than 35.
It's nice meeting everybody.
Hey, you fight as hard as you negotiate?
Harder.
You got your 50%.
How did Terry rise to the top of the hiding nuclear waste in Borneo business with negotiation skills like that? Mike Barnes is a kid and he just doubled what his initial agreement was. This is why you don't do business in a bubble bath.
Snake, show him to his room.
Yes, sir.
Show him to his room? He's living there now? Do Mike's parents not care that their underage son is now living with an eccentric billionaire? That is only acceptable if the billionaire fights crime, and even then it's bordering on some pretty shady territory. Because Daniel really doesn't want to go to college, he spends his tuition money on a 2-month lease in what I'm guessing is an old abandoned doll factory, so Mr. Miyagi can open a bonsai tree shop. And the majority of the rest of this movie is devoted to the ins and outs of opening a small business, because when you get to the third movie in a franchise, you give the people what they want. More action. More drama.
This is good material. We can make shelves out of this stuff. I thought this would be a great spot to do like a bonsai display. This would be a great spot for like a little work area.
More scouting out areas to put bonsai trees.
I even thought of a name. Check it out. Mr. Miyagi's Little Trees. Simple, direct, catchy.
It is none of those things. We find out that there's a new rule in the All Valley tournament that states that since Daniel's the defending champ, he only has to fight in the final match like he's goddamn Shang Tsung or something. Oh my god, and Daniel somehow manages to fall ass backwards into a date with yet another girl that is way out of his league. This is the least plausible recurring theme of this series. Terry breaks into Daniel's apartment after he gets out of the shower. You know, if Terry's not careful, his complete and total obsession for revenge over a boy he's never even met might start to get weird. I mean, can't Snake and Dennis do this? This seems like the exact thing that would fall under the category of bad boy stuff. I mean, breaking and entering? Man, that's like Bad Boy 101.
And your son look good.
Yeah, thanks for the shirt. I love it, man.
Oh my god, and he's borrowing Mr. Miyagi's shirt for his date. I don't know how the hell you do it, Daniel.
I'm not entering the tournament. The groin, that was interesting. I'll see you later, Mr.
In a deleted scene, they had Terry fall into the fire bottom first and run around comically with smoke coming off his butt until he could stick his rear end in a conveniently placed barrel of water and let out a contented sigh. They cut it because they didn't want the character of Terry to be too silly.
You all set to go?
After you hear this, you just might change your mind.
What do you have, poison oak?
A boyfriend. You know, we've been talking on the phone, and I don't know, we're gonna give it another try when I go home.
Okay, that seems more like what should happen every time Daniel talks to a girl. Daniel's going to replay this event over and over, and he'll ultimately come to the conclusion that she took one look at his old man shirt and called an audible.
Don't worry about it. It's refreshing. I mean, we could go Dutch.
Okay, that sounds great. It's just that I've been here for 2 months, and I haven't even met any friends.
Well, meet your first friend.
All right.
Daniel's so upbeat, but it's pretty easy to tell that he's dying inside. Daniel's paid a visit by an extremely tightly wound Mike Barnes and Snake.
We heard you weren't entering the All Valley this year. So, we'd like you to reconsider.
Give me the application.
Listen, I said forget about it, all right? I'm not gonna
Sign it!
You mean you haven't signed the application?
No, listen, I'm not signing the application, all right?
Sign it and let's get on with it. Tournament! Caleb!
I call this the Bad Boy Special. Bad Boy down. Those are some bad boys.
Mr. Miyagi, my name is Terry Silver. My master is Kim Sung-young of South Korea. My teacher sends his respects.
Again, this is a billionaire spending his Saturday playing pretend so that he can manipulate an 18-year-old into entering a karate tournament.
John Kreese of the Cobra Kai dojo was our school's #1 student. I buried John last week.
He's dead? What happened?
After he lost all his students, it just broke his heart. I'm sorry to interrupt your training.
Really sorry to hear about death of Flynn.
Yeah, you, got him good. Stupid jerks really felt bad that someone died. What a bunch of idiots.
Let him up, punk!
I ever see you even on the same street as this kid, I won't be so charitable with your help. You understand? Get the hell out of here.
Once again, this is a man who has more money than God, and this morning he most likely rehearsed this stage fight more than once in order to fool a young man. Daniel goes to the Cobra Kai dojo to ask Terry to train him since Mr. Miyagi refuses to. So, has Terry just been doing karate for hours in the hopes that Daniel would show up, or was he camped out by a window ready to jump up and do some karate when he saw Daniel walking down the street? Terry agrees to train Daniel and just absolutely brutalizes him by teaching him the Quicksilver method.
Rule number 1. A man can't stand. He can't fight.
Buy him some uncomfortable shoes as a gift, and since he doesn't want to be rude, he'll totally wear them.
Harder. Harder.
Ow! Rule number 2.
A man can't breathe. He can't fight.
So fight him underwater.
Rule number 3. A man can't see. He can't fight.
So switch out his glasses with glasses that aren't his prescription. It'll be hilarious.
When he's close enough. Aside!
Yeah, but that would be face contact. I'd be disqualified.
You won the last tournament by drop-kicking someone in the face, so I honestly don't think the judges really care.
Christ, I'm wasting my time.
You have a huge mansion that you could be in right now. Daniel breaks down and decides that he doesn't want to learn the Cobra Kai way of fighting and goes to tell Terry that he's done. It's the middle of the night. Does Terry just sleep there in case Daniel shows up?
You are gonna defend.
From the moment you met me, I've been making you do things you didn't want to do. Let's show him what I'm talking about.
Nobody's talking about Ed.
You're just standing back there waiting for your cue?
It's gonna be, I'm not gonna be there. So just forget about it, all right?
Holy shit! What the? Where did Kreese come from?
You want to see some more? I want to see a lot more. Bring him back.
You three absolute weirdos are in for it now.
You think this is the end of it all, man? I'm gonna open Cobra Kai dojos all over this valley.
So his big revenge is bringing economic stimulus back to the community?
Hell, I might even teach for free.
Oh, that would really help out the poorer families in the neighborhood. Oh, that is very kind of you. So Terry's dynamite plan finally comes to fruition, and it's time for the All-Valley Tournament.
Begin.
You're next, LaRusso. I own your ass.
So the All-Valley Tournament went from a fun, all-day event to 2 bleachers worth of people having to watch some dude who doesn't even live in the area yell at people.
Bow. I said bow.
Not bowing to your opponent? Guess you're earning the name of bad boy today. Yeah, Mike Barnes has proven that you have to really try to get disqualified from the tournament this year.
Get up! Get on that line! Get on that line, LaRusso! You're worthless! Your slow teacher's nothing! Get up, man!
The people in the stands are probably having so much fun right now. The wild LaRusso begins posturing and preening, thus confusing his bewildered foe. And then, the LaRusso strikes. So now that Daniel has won 2 years in a row, the rules state that he doesn't even have to show up to the tournament next year. The winner will have to come to Daniel's house, and Daniel's allowed to use a gun on him, and oh, come on! Man, these movies just end.